And welcome to, as promised, EVE Online Market and Industry explanation or tutorial, I suppose. So I've made some notes here. This is coming out of the update video that I did a few days ago or a week ago, where I said I had taught a course in this in EVE University a long time ago, quite a few years ago. And I wish I had kept the note that I made for everyone I talked to on TeamSpeak or whatever it was, but I made another one here, and I think it's going to be fairly thorough. There's a lot to cover. So I'm going to start with money. To start it all in market or the industry, you're going to need money. How do you get money, especially if you're starting out? And that's what this tutorial is going to be geared towards, starting out. I don't know how much money people get when they start out nowadays, but let's say it's pretty tiny. So over here on the left panel is your wallet's going to be right here, and it'll tell you how much money you have. But I'm going to assume you have certainly less than $1 million ISK, and that's the currency in game. So the very first thing you need to do is you're going to have to basically do labor to get money or to get capital, and your choices are pretty slim starting out. They're either going to be missioning. And if you do the tutorials, which I recommend it, the in-game tutorials, then those will teach you how to mission and mine, and I think you can even build some stuff. I think you build a couple ships and some random stuff, maybe some ammo or something. So you should do those tutorials so you know what you're doing, but I'm going to actually go through those things anyways. So the first thing you need to do is you need to labor for capital, and that's either going to be missioning or mining. Decide what you want to do. The skills in terms of later on and trading on the market or doing industry, it doesn't matter which you pick. Mining is perhaps a little more beneficial, but it doesn't matter. You can skill up in missioning, so that means you skill up in the ships you want to fly, like the frigates and the cruisers eventually, etc., as well as the gun skills or the missile skills, whatever you want, for missioning, and that'll allow you to get up to level 1, level 2, etc., 3 and 4 missions. Or you can do the mining route, which means that you get mining skill, and then you'll want to eventually get mining barge and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter. I recommend mining, though, because it'll help you with minerals. So what you're going to need to labor for money for is you're going to need minerals. If you go the mining route, at least you can use the minerals that you refine from the mining toward your building of whatever. If you want to have a look at my video on mining, then you should go there if you don't know what that is. And I also have some missioning videos. So go there if you don't know what missioning is. So that's what you're going to do at the beginning to get money. So if you mission, you're going to have money to buy minerals, and I'll show you those minerals right here. So this is the base mineral right here called titanium. You're going to need this in large quantities. Next is pyrite, this one here. This one you also need quite a bit of it. There's noxium, there's mexalin, megasite, isogen, and zidron, this one here. You're going to need, you won't always need all, 6, 7 of them, but you very likely will. So now the next part is what to make. What are you going to make now that you've got minerals from refining or you've bought minerals with your money? What are you going to make? That is going to require you to look at the market, and you are going to have to either use a spreadsheet, or you're going to have to use a program which I recommend called ML Calc. It's a program that was written years ago. I'm sure you can still find it on the forums. It's a great little program that has all the blueprints in it and all the mineral requirements to build them. And you can put in there the prices of the minerals, the going rate of them. So here I'll show you this. You can put all the mineral prices in it, and it'll tell you what it'll cost to make. And what you do is you compare that to the sale price of the item. So we better take a look at a blueprint here. You need these blueprints to make anything. So let's take this charge right here. This is for a gun. This is a charge you need for lasers. Here's the requirements to make it. So there's quantities of these different kinds of minerals. And notice there's actually no titanium here, which is rare. So you'll need all these things to make, I guess, one of them. Must be one of them. So what you'd want to do is you could also just use a calculator. You could figure out the price of all these. So if I right click on it and go view and market, it'll tell me what it's going to cost to buy it off the market. So there it says 85 bucks each. So you multiply those together, and that's the cost for that one. You'd add this one, etc. And that would be the cost to make one of these for you. And then you're going to compare that. If you right click on this and go view market, you're going to compare that with this price here. Now it's likely that this commodity is not going to make you much money. And also notice that I'm not in the main market hub in the game, which is called Jitta, which is in a different region. I'm in the Citadel region, so these prices won't be that great. But the Forge region contains Jitta, which is the main market system in the game. And of course there are stations in systems. But I think it's Jitta 4.4 is the main hub. And I'm not over there right now. I don't think I need to be over there for this tutorial, because I want to show you all these blueprints I have. Okay, so now you have to do those calculations pretty much to figure out what to make. You can also, if you want, although I don't recommend it, you can compare the sale price versus the buy price. So these are people down here looking to buy it, and this is what they're going to give you for it. Up here is people who have it and want to sell it to you. You can compare the difference between these two, and that can sometimes give you an indication as to whether it's worth making it or not, the profit margin, or the return on investment. If you want to divide them and get a percent, that's also a return on investment. So if you make something, you invest in something to make it, once you sell it, that difference, which better be more or you're losing money, you make a profit. That profit is your return on your initial investment, the investment being the money or the minerals that you put into making the product in the first place. Let me show you this as well. This is not a good graph. Maybe I'll go to... Okay, that's better. Another thing you need to be aware about is the volumes. Down here, these little bar graphs are the volumes. That's the number of units that were traded that day. I believe it's both buy and sell. So the amount of this item that was sold in this region, as well as bought in this region with the buy orders that were at the bottom there. Add those together, and that gives you the volume of sales for the day. This is going to be important. If you're starting out, you do not want to make a product that has a low volume. This is a low volume one. If you go to, and I recommend you sell your stuff in Jitta at the beginning, which is in the Forge, or if you're in Galente space, there's another main hub which I can't think of right now, or Minmatar space. There's one. I should know this, but I'm pretty much always in Caldari space, which is a race. These Caldari, Minmatar, Amar, Galente are races. Amar is, I think, called Amar. It should be, hopefully, the main market hub. So you'll want to trade something that has thousands of volumes per day, 1,000 volumes per day minimum, and that'll be better over in Jitta anyways, because I'm not in the right region. Okay, so once you figure out what you're going to buy, okay, next thing is skills. So we're going to go through that once I get this loaded here. Okay, maybe I'll load up the other one. Okay, this is better here. So the stuff you'll need to worry about is trading. Some of these skills deal with number of orders that you can have up at one time. So I think trade does that. So you'll want a few in this one. You don't need to put it all the way to 5 though, as I haven't, and I'm very far in this game. I think retail's the same thing, yeah. So you can put some points in there, and some of these help you with taxes, which you'll want to get. You just have to look at them, and it'll tell you what they do. So you definitely want to get, accounting I think is one of them. Accounting you want to get to 5 because it reduces your taxes. Although I wouldn't worry about that until maybe you're building ships, because the amount of stuff you're selling to the market is going to be pretty low. Therefore the taxes are low. But once you get up into millions of ISK you're selling ships for, then you want to get your taxes as down to a minimum, because then you're losing lots of money. Same with broker relations. That's another one that's going to reduce the taxes. Another thing you should know, every stations are owned by corporations in the game, NPC corporations like this one here, Space Lane Patrol. You have a reputation with every single one of those corporations in the game. The way you get reputation with them is you run missions. So this is actually a benefit if you run missions for your money, for your capital building. What you'll want to do is you'll want to run missions with corporations that you're going to sell in their stations to. So for example, if you're going to sell in Jeddah, which I recommend, that one is called Caldari Navy. You'll want to run missions for Caldari Navy and get your standing up probably to 6, although that's going to take a long time and I wouldn't do that right away. Don't worry about it right away. But if you're going to run missions for Caldari Navy and get that those standings up. I'll show you what that means over here. So here's standings down here on your character sheet. So go to liked by after it loads here, and you don't want to see any agents. So as you can see here, those are factions, but you want, so there's Navy. So I've got mine really high, but I've been playing this game a long time. So you'll want to have your standing up, or at least keep that in mind, because that's going to lower your broker fee. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to try to sell something in the station here. So let's sell this, no, I can't sell that. I'll sell this heavy water here. So here, there's the broker fee, 0.26. That's about as low as you're going to get. When you start out, I think that might be up to 0.75 or something when you start out. Actually, I think it might be even more than that. So broker fee you can handle with standings in the station that you're in. So Space Lane for me, I'm at 8.3. And broker fee is also reduced by the skill. Sales tax can only be reduced by the accounting skill and nothing else. 0.5 is the lowest you can ever get it. So that's another thing that you can keep in mind for taxes. You want to get rid of those. Once you start getting into millions of ISK or so, then getting those down to the lowest you possibly can is important. But for now you can train up accounting and the other one to, I don't know, 3 or something that doesn't take too long. Broker relations, maybe 3, and then max them out later on. Yes, the other ones you can look at, and or you can go through the market. If you don't have them already in your skill list here, go into the market, find the skill book, and then just see what it does, and I'm sure you better figure out whether you think you need it or not. Okay, there's skills. Okay, so that was trading. Now, if you're going to start building stuff, which is what you want to do, you can station trade, but I don't know why that would be any fun for anyone, really. I wouldn't bother with that, and if you want to know what station trading is, go look on YouTube for a video on it. But it's pretty boring, and I don't recommend it. So, the point, I'm going to assume that the point of all of this is to build stuff. So, this is the industry section of the skills. You will want industry, the skill. I think I must have missed it here. Where is it? There. Industry, I think this gives you slots. Oh no, it reduces your manufacturing time. And there's mining there if you're going to mine. Mass production, was that it? There it is. You'll want mass production. That'll give you more factory slots for building stuff. Production efficiency, you'll want to get this one too. This reduces the amount of minerals a blueprint requires to build something. That's going to be very important, and I would get that at least to 4 right away, and get the 5th when you start doing millions of ISK stuff. The rest of these, refining, that's for mining. The rest of these are not that important. So, and then eventually, what was this one again? Oh, okay, even more. So advanced, if you're maxing out your slots, and you can get advanced mass production, it gives you even more industry slots. Okay, that's skills.